Welcome to another week of art class with Miss Turner. I hope that you had a great week, and I loved all the pumpkins that I got from some of you, and I hope that you're still doing your artwork and that you can share that with me, okay? Let's share my screen for today. Oop, I'm going ahead. Okay, this is week 9, the week of October 19th. And what are we going to do this time? Let's start with our I can statements. I can create a drawing of a scarecrow. I can create an original work of art using color, line, and shape. What will we do today? We're going to review those rules and expectations. There's going to be a reading of the book, Scarecrow Magic by Ed Masessa, and we're going to look at how lines, shapes, and color can be used to create art. There's going to be a quick demo, and then you're going to be expected to do a little art assignment based on the scarecrow, okay? Let me get this up a little bit larger so we can see. Okay, you should know these by heart. Art room rules. Attitude is a choice, so have a positive attitude, be positive, respect everyone, and try your best. Don't forget to view the entire video and complete the assignment. Submit the artwork that you create to me and use ClassDojo, Google Classroom, or email it to me, okay? Offline learners, turn in your art to the school when you get your new flash drive, so don't forget to turn in your work. Okay, quick review. We've talked about elements of art. Elements of art are ingredients that make up art. And we've talked about line. And line is a path that starts with a point and continues. And we looked at different types of line. And then we talked about shape. Shape is also one of the elements of art. Shape is the outline of an object and, again, an element of art. And we looked at two-dimensional geometric shapes, which are basic shapes. And some of those are the triangle, the rectangle, square, circle, oval, and diamond. And we also talked about organic shapes. Like you see an example down at the bottom here of a pear, a cloud, even a blob of paint. Also, the pumpkin shape was an organic shape. Now, here's our story. It kind of is spooky, but it's all about a scarecrow. And I thought that would get us into the mood of Halloween and the fall. Okay. See, whoop. And of course, it's not going to cooperate, y'all. Let me get it up here. Might work a little bit better. Get it going. Here we go.
By Ed Masessa. Illustrated by Matt Myers. Glow from the moon so full and so bright, a cool autumn breeze turns the air crisp and light. Hung from a post, a man made of straw moves a finger, a hand, an eyebrow, a jaw. The magic is building, the ground comes alive. Troublesome creatures begin to arrive. Shadows take on a life of their own. They growl and they grumble, they ramble and roam. Some are bald as a pumpkin, some covered with hair. Excitement is growing in the chilly night air. The man made of straw knows the time is just right. He loosens the ropes that are binding him tight. He jumps from his post, landing light as a pin. With a zip and a swoosh, he slips out of his skin. Bones rattle and sway in their own clever way. His day job is done and he's ready to play. He creaks and he croaks as he belts out a tune. Ghoulies and ghosties dance under the moon. Goblins jump rope with a double Dutch vine. Bones boy hops in, stepping in time. Long lumpy gourds stand pinned to the ground. Round knobby pumpkins roll them all down. From under the leaves a pair of eyes peeks. Critters all hide while skeleton seeks. Stones become marbles, rocks become jacks. Ghosties appear, bringing slug balls for snacks. Slimy fresh worms, a delectable treat. A ghoul's favorite snack has the odor of feet. Crusty cornstalks make good swords to wage battle. Scarecrow joins in, you can hear his bones rattle. Soon playtime is over, the sun starts to rise. Goblins and ghoulies must all say goodbye. Some blend into shadows, some burrow down low. Some tidy the field so no one will know. Back on his post, Scarecrow zips up his skin. Fun time has ended, soon work must begin. With a wink and a nod, he bids them good night. His ghoulish young friends, all hidden from sight. But he knows that the magic will return one night soon. On a chilly, clear night, in the light of the moon. Thanks for watching Storytime with Miss Rose. If you liked the video,
Okay, so that was a great story. Of course, we know that scarecrows are not made with skeletons. They are stuffed usually with straw or like old clothes and that kind of thing. And they're usually combining straw and old things that we might have discarded from our closet, things we can't wear anymore. And sometimes they are very cute, sometimes they're made to look scary. But for the most part, the role of a scarecrow is to keep the crows out of the garden. So sometimes it attracts the crows to the scarecrow, and sometimes it scares them away. And that was just a fun little story that I want to share with you. Now let me get this up a little bit more so you can see some of the examples I'm going to show you. This is one that someone made that's more crafty and cute, but I want you to see some of the details in the face. You can see some basic shapes like the triangle, circle for the nose and the cheeks. And you can see some organic shapes in there as well. And you can also see what they did with the hair. The hair on this little cute girl scarecrow is made with like raffia or straw, and they use little bows to make pigtails. And they use some fabric to make like a little bow. And they also use some old clothes too. Here's some more examples, and they don't always come in the same shape and size. Okay, and some of them may not even have arms, like this middle one. I guess they didn't have a stake or a piece of wood to use or a pole to use, but most of the time these are on stakes, and they have like the one on the left, they have like a almost like a cross shape, so that the arms are filled, but that also supports them when, like you saw in the story, a rope or something will bind them to the post so that they won't blow over. Now, the one in the middle, they use this straw or raffia, and they kind of created like these braids for the hair. And you can see they used an old apron and a dress. And the one to the left, they used a pumpkin for the head. And notice the hat. We're going to talk about different hats and things that you can do for details in the next short video here. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do 3 different scarecrows. One is going to be up close. For those of you who just want to do a basic with the geometric shapes in there, you can do something like this, or you can add more detail like the next two that I'm going to show you. But you're going to draw a scarecrow using line, shape, and color. And if you don't have color, you can at least use a variety of line and shapes in your drawing, okay? Your art does not have to look like mine. You can use a crayon, marker, paint, or whatever you have at home to decorate, okay? Let me get this up so we can see it a little bit better. Okay, here's my first example. And this is what I was talking about. It's up close, and you can see some of the geometric shapes that I use, like the triangles for the eyes and the nose, and the circles for the cheeks. And the line that I used for the mouth has these little dash marks. Well, that's supposed to be because his mouth is sewn shut. And the hair in each one is going to be a little bit different. So pay attention to that. Okay, here's one example. Here's one, again, a little bit smaller that shows the body. And this one has even more detail, okay? Now you can make yours look spooky. Just don't make it gory or anything like that, please. Okay, now I'm using dry erase, but you might want to use pencil so you can erase any mistakes. I started with a circle. I'm going to do the rim of the hat first. And I'm going to erase that top line. And the hat doesn't have to be perfect, okay? Because remember, these are old hats and old clothes. And the eyes don't have to be the same size. I use triangles for this, but you could use circles. There's those lines. Maybe a patch here and there. I did a collar, and that doesn't have to be perfect either. And this is almost like a robe or something that he's wearing. He's got buttons. I could give him more shoulders too. I could have added arms to this as well. I have enough space on the other side, but these are patches or pockets, polka dots. And notice the way I'm doing the hair. So it's kind of scraggly, organic shapes. It's not perfect. I don't want it to necessarily be perfect. So that's one example. Here's the next one. It's not going to be exact, okay? I just wanted to show you basics. The circle doesn't have to be perfect. That one's not. Hat can be a different shape. This time I'm doing the middle of the hat and then the rim. You could do a cowboy hat. You could do a baseball cap. Maybe he's wearing a baseball uniform. Circles this time for the eyes, upside down triangle, the mouth. And the hair this time is just these long shapes, supposed to be like straw. I think it looks more like French fries. And I'm doing bibbed overalls. So I'm doing like the basic shape of the overalls for this. So it appears almost like legs. Shoulders aren't perfect. That's the opening there. I could add a collar to it too, the sleeves. Because this time he's going to be up on a post, but I'm just showing you the detail. Straw for the arms. Maybe some patches. And then some straw at the feet. And then I could add the post in the middle and some detail around it. Don't forget, he can't just be out in space with nothing around him. And that's got a lot more detail in it, including the pumpkins. You could have some real fun with that. So I've got a smaller circle. And I'm doing a scarf this time. And remember, if you wanted to make a larger sheet of paper, you could end up just taping 2 sheets of paper together and make a large scarecrow like I showed you before. And I'm doing half of this shirt or robe. This time he's not going to have legs because he's just kind of blowing in the wind. And I've seen some of those close to the school. I've seen some scarecrows, not with a whole lot of detail, but I have seen them and they've kind of been blowing in the wind. Different hat. The hat in my example almost looks like a witch's hat. And notice how the hair looks different. And for the girls, you can make this more girly. You could make a dress. Notice the eyes are a different size. And that just gives you some idea of how you can draw 3 different types of scarecrows, okay? I want you to put your own spin on it, okay? They don't have to look like mine. You're going to create a drawing of a scarecrow. Make sure that you include lines, shape, and color. Color if you can. Color makes it even more awesome. Online learners must take a picture and post that to Google Classroom or ClassDojo or email me, okay? Offline learners must turn in their finished artwork when they return to school to pick up another flash drive. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me or call me at this number, 563-2238. Okay, so you're creating an original work of art using supplies from home. Okay, so I cannot wait to see your scarecrows. They can be scary, just not gory, okay? You can make them sweet, or you can make it more of a Halloween thing. I hope you enjoy this week, and I hope to see lots of scarecrows coming in. I am going to be putting together like a little art show with all this artwork that I'm getting, so I need your artwork to come in. So I want you to have a great week. I love you and miss you. I can't wait until y'all come back so I can see your sweet faces. Have a great week. Bye-bye.